Hey guys, just checking in with you today on another update on my Cyberpowerpc purchase. Today is Sunday, March 16th. So yesterday I had quite an interesting experience with Cyberpowerpc customer service. Um, I ordered my Cyberpowerpc on the 6th, so which was 10 days ago. And things have been going well. I was pretty happy with my order. Everything was fine, and I expected it to take up to 3 weeks because a lot of people don't say, when they unbox it or where they're from, but I'm from the East Coast. So I'm literally going across the whole United States, so I know even shipping is going to take a while. But after a little while, I was doing some research, and in my original build, I had went with the 22-inch monitor. It's a LG model number 22 EC33TB. Uh, yeah, I did a lot of research, a lot of Googling, so I remembered it. One of the main things I noticed, though, is that it only has DVI-D and VGA supported connectors, or inputs in the back of the monitor. So while I do like the monitor, I was unsure whether you needed HDMI for a graphics card. The graphics card I'm going to be running is the EVGA GTX 770 superclocked, the GeForce whatever, and I wanted to know if that was the best to be run through by an HDMI cable, DVI-D. I know VGA is old, so whatever was going to be the best. So after doing some research, I saw a lot of people said that HDMI would be better. A lot of people said DVI was just as good. They said the only difference was that the HDMI is able to carry the sound signal too for monitors that have speakers in them, or if you're going to be hooking it up to your TV, or other screens or whatever. But so basically, I decided that, that'd be cool. I would rather have a monitor that has HDMI inputs so I can just hook it up to my TV. I have a few TVs that I would like to use it on too. So I figured the main thing I was thinking before I went into this, with all the things I reviewed on the horror stories I heard, was to make sure I got my original order exactly how I wanted it, so I wouldn't have to call them and ask them to change anything so that I wouldn't delay anything. So I do understand that I should have probably been better on my research on the monitor. Um, but being the way it was, I figured it had only been on yesterday. It had only been 9 days, so I figured if you know they said it takes up to 15 days to produce. So I figured they probably haven't even built the computer yet. So if I just am changing out the monitor, they probably haven't even boxed it up yet because they probably have them in stock. So I figured if I just want to change the monitor, it should be easy. And also, that I had, what I was thinking too is that if it was gonna push the date back or whatever for shipping, I was gonna say, well, why don't we just take the monitor off my order? And then I saw a lot of them on Amazon, a lot of good ones on for the same price that I was paying for that one through them. So I figured that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call and try to do that. So I called in. I was a little nervous because I knew all the bad stories about customer service, and it was a Saturday. So, but they do list on their site that their tech support or whatever is open on Saturday. So I'm not sure if they work down there. I don't think they do, or they would. But um, so yeah. So I called. I got the number through the website or whatever, and I called in and got an answer fairly quick, probably within a minute or two. It was like a quick little like automated first few things, press one, press two. So I got to the place where if you had already purchased a computer and you had something to ask or do about that, you call that line. Well, I called that line and I got somebody. And I said, "Hi, how are you? I'm just calling because I have an order that I wanted to change the monitor on." And he says, "Okay, what's your order number?" Now, this was pretty hard for him, I guess, because I had clearly, we had went back and forth about 5 times before he finally said, "Well, what's the phone number? We'll try it that way." But let me just say that I have no problems with this. Some people get angry about it, but it didn't seem like a very American accent that the person I was talking to, which I have no problems with, you know. But some people care about that, so I figured I'd mention it. But and it did kind of put a barrier on him understanding my code and stuff, which, you know, I can understand that can be tough at sometimes, especially over the phone doing that. So we finally got my account open, and he said, "Oh, so you have the LG 22-inch, the model number 22, blah blah blah." He says, I said, "So what did you want to do?" And I said, "Well, I just wanted to upgrade." I said I wanted to see what would be easier, upgrading to a monitor that has HDMI input. I saw one that's like $40 more, or would it be, if that would delay the order, or if I could just take the monitor just off my order, just you know, because I figured in my head, I figured that they haven't built it yet. It's been 9 days. They said it takes up to 15. Plus, they're going to ship it all the way across here. I wasn't expecting to even see that it was going to get built until next Friday. Because on their website, they say they ship it as soon as it's built the next day. So if my estimated shipping date was the 21st, they wouldn't be even having it built by the 20th. And, you know, yesterday it was the 15th. So, so back to the story. Sorry, I got a little lost. So I talked to him, and he said, "You have the 22-inch, and you know, you wanted to upgrade it or take it off?" And I said, "Yeah, well, I wanted to see what I could do." So I said I would like to upgrade to one that has the HDMI. He goes, "Oh, well, this one does have the HDMI," and that's when I was kind of like, "Wait, I've done tons of research on this, and everywhere I've seen said it didn't." So I said to him, "Are you sure about that? Because, you know, I've looked on a lot of websites, and all of them have said that it has DVI-D and VGA, but it doesn't have HDMI." He goes, "No, this one does. This has HDMI." So I said, kind of just knew he was I figured, like, I just looked at it. So unless I'm crazy, he has to be lying to me. So I said, all right. And I ended up saying, "All right, well, that's..." But then after that, I asked one more question right before I got off the phone. I said, "So my order said it was assembled, it had an assembly date, and then I got the first quality control test. The final one's not done." So I had asked him, does that does that control test, does that mean that it's already built and it's went through a test, or does that mean they're still building it but they do that test before it's built? And he goes, I couldn't really understand what he said, but he said something like, "It's already built and they're just running the tests now." So I said, "All right, that's fine." And I hung up the phone. And after that, I was just feeling sketched out because I knew that the monitor didn't have HDMI, even though he told me it did. So I went online and checked again, multiple sites, and saw it did have HDMI. I mean, it did not have HDMI. Sorry, it didn't have it. And I was right the whole time, and I was like, wow, he just lied to me. Either that or his understanding of English was so bad that he thought I meant like HD, like, you know, graphics or whatever. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to call back to the line that people who haven't bought their computer yet, who just want to make an inquiry on one, I'm going to call back and pretend I'm one of those customers and asking about the monitor, hopefully get a different associate and say, "Does this monitor have HDMI?" So I called back, did that, pressed the other extension instead of the one that goes to the people who've already bought it, to the one that people who haven't bought it but are making an inquiry. So I went to that line and got a new associate on the line. I said, "Hi, I'm just interested in buying a monitor for my setup, and I see the LG one, the 22, you know, that model number. I'm looking at that one right now, and I just wanted to make sure that I got one with an HDMI input because I'm going to be using an HDMI cord from my graphics card into my computer." And he goes, "No, that one doesn't have it. The only ones that have them on the site are the ones that say specifically on the title when you look at it, when you're choosing between them, HDMI input." So in my head I said, okay, well then that guy on the phone that I just spoke to lied to me before. I wasn't about to say anything to him that time to start anything because I just wanted to get my answer. Like, to prove that it didn't, because I was wondering if they had some special kind of monitor that, had the HDMI specially put in the inputs, because all of the other ones on the website and the LG website, Amazon, any other Newegg, they all said it didn't have an HDMI input. So basically I got that answer from them when I switched roles. And then they even went as far as to offer me an upgrade, to say, well, if you want the HDMI one, you should get the the one that was $40 more than that one. And I just said, all right, thanks, and hung up. So when it seemed like when they have the opportunity to make money, they're gonna try to sell me the more expensive one that does have HDMI and tell me the truth about it. But when I talked to the first guy, who knew I had already bought my setup and that they would have to change the order, and that they were only going to make $40, where I get a $20 mail-in rebate, so really $20 off me upgrading. He said that he was trying to trick me into believing that it already did have HDMI, so I wouldn't have to put them through that. So that's just, in my eyes, pretty shitty customer service. So then I decided, after I talked to them, that I was going to call back and change my monitor, because I wanted to get a different guy, and I wanted to just make it clear to him that I want to upgrade my monitor. So I called back, got a new guy. I called to the line, I called back to the line that if you've already bought one and you're making something about it, you call that line. So I called back, got a new guy, and I said right away, hi, how you doing? I just want to upgrade my order. He said, what's your order number? Gave it to him. It was easy. He got it the first time, thank God. And he said, all right, well, this is where it gets funny. He says, all right, well, your package right here appears to be built and packed and ready to ship. So what did you want to change? And I said, in my head, I said, wait, built, package, ready to ship? I haven't even got the second quality control test on my update sheet on the order status. It just shows the date from assembly date and quality control status 1. Quality controls, whatever, 1. Not final quality control test. That was not filled out at all. And when the first quality control test was done was on Friday, which would be the 14th, and they're not open on the weekends. So they literally can't do the first and the second one on the same day unless they would have put it on the website. So that means that they would have to do it on Monday if they were going to do a second one. Well, if he's telling me it's already packaged and ready to ship on Monday, how are they going to do a second quality control test? Which just, to me, tells me one of two things. Either the quality control test is just a whole scam, which I kind of suspected from the beginning, because there's been so many bad parts and stuff like that. It's all a scam. Or number two, they're just really bad at updating it, and they had already done both quality control tests, and they are just really bad at updating it. So now they're just trying to make it seem like, okay, we can't do it all at once, because then they're going to think, because we missed updating it, we don't want to look bad, so we're going to make it timed out more appropriately. But obviously that caught that up in a circle of things, because he told me it was ready to ship on Monday, and when I asked the first guy on the phone what the quality control test meant, if it was still getting, and the first guy on the phone told me, yeah, it's built, it's just getting tested. And this other guy 10 minutes later told me that it was shipped and ready to go. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I hope you're in for the ride with me too, because I'm waiting for this PC, and if it's shipping Monday, it will be within the next few days. Hopefully by the end of the week I'll get it. I know it's across country, and I know they're bad with shipping and it takes forever, so hopefully by Friday, guys, I'll have it. We'll be doing unboxing, we'll be showing you everything, every part. I got the professional wiring, I got the care foam package. So hang in there, guys. I know it's a long video, but I wanted you guys to hear it from me. Thanks again for tuning in. If you like any of my videos, feel free to subscribe. I'm brand new, no subscribers right now, so hey man, anything helps. So guys, thanks for watching, and hey, take care out there.